Hello, everyone, and as always, welcome back to Strategy Gaming Dojo, where we find, learn, and play one more turn of the great strategy games. And today it's back into Gary Grigsby's War in the East 2, and I can't wait. I've named this one the second assault on Leningrad. I'll just keep saying that till the end of the 27th assault on Leningrad. Gosh, let's hope not. I think we'd be overrun in the north by then, so I doubt we get to the 27th. But we may get to the third or the fourth or the fifth. We'll see. We're going to keep hitting Leningrad. We absolutely have to take it. We'll see if we can. Again, it's a new game for all of us. I just wanted to say again, thank you so much for the support. We've got one of the fastest growing gaming channels on YouTube. I'm going to start focusing a little more on Twitch now that we've gotten all the stream issues with Twitch figured out. I think we've certainly got the fastest growing strategy game channel on YouTube. So, again, thank you guys so much. Defender71, thanks for the bits. I think you're the first bit giver in the history of the Twitch channel. So I do appreciate it. Thanks for the. I don't even know how bits work, but I'm going to get in there and figure it out because you've given me 100 bits. So thank you much, as always, and thank you for others that have. Donated, and I always appreciate that. Thank you very much. You help buy this big boy, I'll tell you that. I've got the coffee. I've got my commander's jacket on. I'm ready to go. We got to get after it here. It's winter time for this thing to get serious. But again, thanks to all of you. And if you would just like the videos, if you actually like them, I would appreciate it. Pushes it up the search rankings. Hell, somebody else may actually see it. No, I was looking on War in the East too. I think we're the top videos that come up in the search. Same for War in the East, War in the Pacific. So if you're a Gary Grigsby fan, you're out looking for Gary Grigsby content, you'll probably stumble across the channel. Now, when we were offline, I did some of the cleanup. I did all of that kind of stuff, the refit, making sure things are in command. I also went ahead and moved the units in the Crimea. I didn't think it was, must-see television. Essentially, what I did is I reversed all of the Germans out of Kerch or over here by Kerch. I put some of the Romanians over here just to try to hold this. There's a ferry there, right? But kind of like a land bridge essentially. But I'm going to put these Romanians up here. I left one corps of the Germans here as we try to surround these units by this port. Fedosaya. Of course, that's how you pronounce it. Well, that's how the locals pronounce it. So we're trying to surround that port. I did leave 3 German divisions here, plus the strongest of the Romanians is here. The weaker Romanian units I moved up here. All of these Germans I brought over here to try to get them on the rail. Now I brought the railroad unit up, and if we turn the rail on, there we go. I was able to fix that hex, but I could not fix that hex, unfortunately. So we'll have to move them over one and get them on the rail, move these over two. Now, what am I going to do with these? Well, I'm going to try to plug gaps. It's 6 full German, I think it's 6. Let's go make sure. Take the rail off. I think it's 6. It's 2 there, 3 there, and 1 there. Yeah, so 6 full German divisions. I'm going to try to put 1 in here where the Romanians are going to try to hold this line to some extent. Now, when I pulled everything back here, what I'm trying to accomplish on this line is, for one, to be behind a river. Okay, I mean, to the extent we can. But I'm also stacking Romanians with Germans. So you'll see here, fortified unit, Romanian, German, fortified Romanian German, so on and so forth. Now in this one, I've got the headquarters here. I will stack with the headquarters here as they get the fort level up. The headquarters, can sit here and be fine. This German unit couldn't make it all the way back to the line. We'll put it here and we'll take one of these Romanian units and stack it with something else. But the basic idea is German, Romanian, fortified unit, where it makes sense. All right, and then as we come around here, I've put all of our Panzers on reserve, so they can help up and down the line. They can go up to 6 hexes away on the defense. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can pretty much. I guess if I count it this way, they can get this entire line. They can be committed to battle. This German unit, I will drop back when I get this German in line here. So this Panzer division, we'll put him up, here or, along here. We've got 3 cities. We've got this city here, which is Makivka. All right. We've got this here, which is Stalino, of course. And then we have another one, Gorlovka. So we've got 3 cities where we can stack panzers, motorized, although sometimes I like to leave the motorized out on the line stacked with infantry, assuming they can get their fort level up, which may be a problem. We probably started a turn or two too late, just to be honest. I mean, we probably should have been digging in sooner because it's now much harder. But I will say this, the Panzers have a really high construction value, but you've got to take them off of assault armies because they will not dig in while they're an assault army. Hello, Michael F. How are you? Madoke. It's very different, Madoke. The winter is very different. It's like a completely different game. Hey, what's going on, Salty Dodger? War in the West. Yes, we will have a War in the West up this weekend. This week. I'm not sure if I'll get it up today, but it is well on its way to completion. So you will get your War in the West fix, my friend. I think the Air War, the way I've got it planned out now, is going to be like 3 episodes. It probably could be like 8 episodes, but I'm going to try to keep it to 3. This next one will be all about using the AI assist. I kind of like how they had the template in War in the West where you filled in what was important and it did the air missions instead of just clicking a button and it sets them all up. I kind of liked that. Now, I know that you can do it in this game, but it just, to me, seems a little more. I don't know if complicated is the right word. It's just different. Anyway, okay. So we've taken all of the panzers off of assault armies, and if we look back here at D-Town, First Panzer Group, I've taken that off of assault. Now he is way over his command limit, 34 of 27. I think this is von Kleist. It is an excellent Panzer general, but he is quite a bit over his limit now, and we'll have to. I mean, it may just have to stay that way. We need these things digging in if they're not. If we are going to keep any motorized out of the cities, we need them digging in. So for right now, anyway, I've got it not as an assault army. I'd have to spend 10 AP to turn it back into an assault army. We'll see. But for now, I'm going to keep that off. Okay, so that was the main thing. This is really what I'm worried about, kind of this area right here. They are going to continually attack into Kharkov. I have no doubt about that. We've got motorized divisions up here. Now, again, now that I have Assault Army off, they can start to dig in, and they usually have a very good construction value. Well, this one's only got an 11. Let's see what we got in 16th. It's only a 5. Part of that's the weather. A 9. Okay, but if we compare that to an infantry, now this is Romanian infantry, but it's like a 4. So it would take about 3 or 4 turns for them to get up a fort level. It is what it is. I should have started before the ground froze. Okay, going around here, 6th Army, we're also going to bring 1 or 2 of those German divisions up here to help bolster the 6th Army line. We've now got Romanians that are going to go hunting swamp rats. This line over here is turned into a mess. We'll bring 1 or 2 divisions up this way as well. We've got this division that came in this turn that's come here. We also get like a Panzer battalion that comes out soon. We've also got these motorized that I'm going to bring down here for a turn, even though it's winter rules, and just try to clean this up as fast as I can, and then retreat them back into the city. This line may eventually end up behind the Dnieper. I would like to avoid that. It might not be avoidable. In the center, I moved some of this stuff around a little bit. I'm trying to get these units out. They're getting attacked over and over, causing their movement points to go down, and we're not able to get them back fast enough. So I'm trying to get them back. So I've sent some units out to help, just kind of carry them back to the line if we can. I sent this motorized back out here to try to hold to the north. I sent a unit out here to try to hold to the south. I've kept the Flieger division here. It's not great. I would much rather these guys be back here digging in, but we started a turn or two too late pulling back. So you just got to try to get them back to the line. We don't want to lose any of these. I've got this double stacked. This unit's going to get absolutely mauled this time, I have no doubt. I probably should pull him back one just so they don't get isolated. If this gets blown out and they come through here, I just don't want these units to get isolated. So I am going to pull him back one. I don't think we really have anything else that can help. We've got Ninth Army set up okay. It's not great. We may have to put one up there. I mean, the real key to this whole entire game at this point is taking Leningrad. If we take Leningrad, we can start to reverse a lot of stuff out of here and bolster this line. We can get, new stuff down here, and it kind of pushes everything around, right? So that's the key. That's the goal. But we've got to take Leningrad, and that's now at this point, that's I don't want to say it's out of our hands, but in some respects, you just keep attacking. In one of these turns, maybe their commander misses a dice roll, maybe our commander, gets everything just right. We'll see. Hey, Yane, how's it going? How are you? Hey, Terrence. I'm always glad when you're here, Terrence. Let's not do any hasty attacks, Terrence. Well, I'm glad when you're all here, but Terrence comes in and says we'll be all right, and I like it, Terrence. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Something else I did. So I took all of the Panzers off assault armies. If we look at, I told you about that, but if we look at 4th Panzer Group, that's also off assault. 2nd Panzer Group, where is Guderian? He's around here somewhere. He's stacked with somebody. There he is. He's now off assault army, and as you can see, 27 of 27. We're fine up here. It's only 16 of 27. What's 3rd Panzer? I think that one I noticed was fine too. 3rd Panzer, only 15 of 27. So as you can see, having those on assault armies, the only one that got out of command or has too many to command is 1st Panzer Group. So we may eventually turn that one back, but we got to dig in because we've got all those motorized near Kharkov. Now, one other thing I did, thank you to M60 who pointed out our units up here around Leningrad are essentially out of ammunition. If you look, 10, 14, 0. Now we're at the end of the turn, and we did try to assault Leningrad, so they would get some back. But one of the things I did was I cranked down the Panzers to a supply priority of 3. All right. And most of our infantry has always been on a 2. I actually put 18th Army up on a 4. I'm going to try to get as much ammunition, freight, supply, call it whatever you will, logistics. I'm going to try to get as much up to these guys as I can because it's the most important hex in the game is right there right now. All right, with wow, all of that said, he says, let's go to the commander screen really quickly. I just want to make sure I got everything. So we'll take off frozen units. We'll take off support units. We take off air bases. I think that's usually my search. And let's go to the TOE. I just want to make sure. Well, I still got some support up here. Why is that? I don't know, but it is showing some support. Let's go down here and just make sure we've got everybody set for refit as they need to be. Now, you'll see all the Panzers are on reserve, or most of them in the south are anyway. I should probably do that the same in the center, but I'm still moving them around a little bit. So let's put on, I guess I did not do this. My bad. I thought I had already done this, but sometimes the turns start to blend together. 59, that all looks good. So then we'll turn these guys to ready, even though that's questionable to say the least. But let's turn all these guys to ready. I guess I am going to have to look at the command, but we shouldn't really have much to look at there before we turn the turn. So let's go ready, ready, ready. Okay. I wish there was some functionality in this game where you could put in different criteria, like you could select that and then just say, anything 60 or below should be ready. I mean, I don't know. It's not like it's that much problem to go through and do this, but that would make it easier. Maybe that's a bridge too far. Okay, yeah, it still had the support units on here for some reason. That's weird because I definitely took them off over here. Okay, that's good. Now let's go to distance to headquarters. Zoom, 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 zoom. Come on. Look at that. Oh, they're all in here. All right, let's take them off. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, so here are the ones that would be out. 53rd Corps. Right. Okay. Um, I can't move this guy any further. I wish I could. That's 12th Corps. That's 53rd Corps. Why is he? Oh, I moved the main headquarters all the way back to Minsk. That might be a little far. Let's actually move him back up. Maybe I'll put him in like Orsha or something. Now he's not really protected. Orsha's not a city, but let's get him back up here because this guy really needs to be in. Oh, we just did it. 15 of 15. Okay. Uh, the 20th motorized. Why is he out? He's trying to get around the side. All right. Gosh darn it. I swore that I did this, but I must be thinking of another turn. For Romanian. Why is 19th Panzer out? Okay, they're all trying to get down here. I could bring the headquarters a little further around, though. No reason to have the headquarters sitting up here. He can certainly come around here. We'll just stack him directly with his Panzer division. There we go. Okay, that should wipe out several of these. Das Reich. Okay, all of these would be expected. The fortified zones are expected. They go back to OKH, but we're a long ways out here. We may need to move OKH up, actually, though. Um, Not that those fortified units is going to really make a damn, but there's also no reason to have OKH all the way back here for just like no reason. We could put it all the way up into Minsk if we wanted to, but maybe we'll just go to Vilnius for now. All right. I think that's it. Let's run the turn and see what happens. Always very exciting. What could be better than a Saturday with Gary Grigsby's War in these two? David Craggs. Well, yeah, work has been in my hair as well. The streams have been starting like 15 minutes late because they keep making me work for the damn paycheck. Yeah, Yane, I've been thinking about bringing the air back out. Yeah, I just left the Borodino Memorial behind. I, we said hi to those lost French soldiers from 100+ years before. Hey, Peter Klaus, how are you? Um, Yeah, I hear you, Yana. I honestly think maybe with the air, after day one, you just turn it on to ground support in a defensive mode. You don't put it on offensive ground support. You just keep it completely on defensive to try to minimize your losses as much as you can. Um, I'm tempted to actually take things out and put it on airfields now. Now, I have no idea what kind of operational losses we would take in the winter, probably very high. I would imagine. Um, but that being said, we're completely on the defensive now. It sure as hell wouldn't hurt to have some ground support on the defensive. So I don't know. I don't know. I've gone back and forth about that. I've been thinking about it though. Yes, thank you, Peter. Terrence, well, Terrence is right there with me. We are going to take Leningrad. The second assault. It'll be famous. There shall be songs sung of our second assault on Leningrad. Gosh, I hope. We really need to get those armies out of there, or those divisions out of there, going other places. All right. The attacks start in the north. Not surprising there. We actually have pretty strong stuff here, but we do have some divisions like that one that are a little weaker. But I did bring the Panzer division down. I'm going to bring the other two motorized divisions down when we take Leningrad. Oh, wow. They went after this Panzer division. They did take out 29 Panzers there. All right, now he's gotten shoved back twice. And this is why we got to take Leningrad sooner rather than later. Ah, we held up strongly there. 253rd Division. He's down to just 63 tanks, this Panzer Division up here. But he did go and get that port, those brave souls. All right, so he did move through that gap out here. He's doing his best to try to cut off these divisions, and he's doing a damn good job of it. I'd almost rather they rout at this point just to get him out of there. Doesn't look promising, though. This is in the center. It's Fourth Army. I'm trying to get back to the line. Of course, they were all the way like here. Was it here? About like right here, right? Um, and we've been trying to get them back, but they just don't have many movement points every turn. It's proving very or more difficult than I suspected it would. Now they're attacking into, well, to the suburbs of Kharkov, but that's a strong motorized corps. Hopefully it can get dug in, but every time it gets attacked, it takes down the fort level. I will say this, we did take down the fort level at Leningrad to a 1, so that potentially could help quite a bit. We'll see. Yeah, this is the Soviets' last turn before the winter rules. When they attack starting next turn, they're likely to have a lot more success. Ooh, man, we're just putting massive losses on him there, but it is going to wear us down eventually. And we're getting pushed back right here into this. They're trying to form a little salient here to cut off Kharkov, which is probably the better idea, right? If it starts pushing too much, we'll just have to get out of Kharkov and retreat back. I'm hoping that does not happen. Now, there are a lot of Soviet units out here. A lot of them are not very strong. They're ones and twos. So, we can constantly be kind of taking shots at them and trying to knock them back. We'll see. Looks like that's most of their initial attacks anyway. They do have a second attack turn where it's like attrition attacks or something. That was their front attacks, as the game calls it. It's kind of their initial where the AI is determined, it wants to push forward. All right, continuing to move forward, almost to the end of the turn. Yep, that's kind of it. They're going to start now running their air missions for freight. Didn't look like they flew into Leningrad at all. That was all just kind of north. I think that was like west of Moscow. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look. But it's now our logistics phase. and this will probably be the worst turn in the game for the manpower disparity. The Soviets should be getting their 500,000 fresh new troops from the east, have now been railed in, I think, on turn 25, but we'll see. Hey, Tim's okay. Thanks for making it. Yeah, 50 episodes. That's two turns. Exactly. That's definitely if you're watching War in the Pacific. Oh, by the way, my War in the Pacific AE video yesterday, evidently I had something on in the background and it kind of muffled my sound, or it sounded like dueling streams on there. So I'm going to have to remake that one. Haven't had that happen for a long time. I usually always have the volume on this computer off, so I'm not sure how that happened. But anyway, I'm going to remake that. I'll probably live stream War in the Pacific sometime today. All right, what came in this time? This is that Panzer regiment I was talking about. It's actually quite strong. If we go look at it on the map, I mean, it's a pretty damn strong regiment. I think we'll put that down to help. We'll put it into 3rd Panzer Group, which will be down by 2nd Army. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Let's look at the well, let's go back to this for just a second. We had things going to Italy. We had the Stug Battalion go into the reserves. Italy, North Africa, Italy. Um, the Finnish SS Infantry Battalion into the Axis reserves. So we do get a Finnish unit here. Okay. We need all the help we can get. Flight, light flak, and flak. Okay, so that's actually interesting. We haven't seen that before. Certainly, a Finnish unit. We'll have to go look at the Axis reserves, but we did get this Panzer regiment. Again, we need all the help we can get. All right, what happened this time? Oh, wait a minute. I do want to look at the air. I haven't been paying as much attention to the air as I should. To Italy, North Africa. Next time we get some Ju-88As, so those are the Stukas, I do believe, aren't they? No, they're just level bombers, just level bombers. So in turn 26, there's a lot of air assets that get, here put in, but really the only one that helps us for the most part is this one that gets put into the reserves. All right. So there's a lot of air going to Italy and North Africa, as you might expect in this part of the game. Some of it's coming out of our own reserves. I don't like that. All right. Last turn, we lost 36,000 troops, 296 guns, 72 AFVs. Overall, after we got some troops in, we shipped some troops out. We lost 51,000 on the map, and they picked up 53,000 in the damn theater boxes. Soviet total 481,000 new troops. So they got 500,000 new ones. So we must have whittled them down by a big grand whopping 19,000 out of that before the turn. Guns were negative 348. The Soviets plus 1,800. AFVs, we got 8. The Soviets 39. And they got 682 new planes. Now that must be Lend-Lease. Okay. What else do we? I don't know. We've got a lot of stuff. Under strength, depleted. Let's look at the strength alerts. We'll just go out here on the map, kind of get a big grand overview. You can see the depleted here. Those are the Romanians that are depleted, really. Um, We've got some depleted up here. This is not a good situation. We can't have him collapse this line behind Kharkov before we can get out of there. To the north, I mean, these are the guys that are in trouble. We got to get them back, but we're trying. We're trying. This unit just to the south of the lake is not doing great. Now that's 2 regiments. I've got the 3rd regiment trying to get up there to them to reform the division. And that's about it. Supply alerts. Okay, everybody on the front lines has a supply alert. Hey, it's winter time. All right, we got a blizzard. News events. All right, it was a busy day for Japan. Indeed, it was. It's December 7th, 1941. Pearl Harbor happened today. Um, just absolutely asinine that Hitler then turned around and declared war on the United States 2 days later, just without kind of any thought. What a dummy. Um, Soviet partisans. Okay, partisan attacks 1 and 2, as always. Axis air success in North Africa. Extra Axis forces leads to success in North Africa. The campaign events are moved back. Italian campaign events are moved back. Excellent. All right, so we got a new victory point. Let's go look at the victory points. Haven't looked at that for a while. 579, and as you can see it here, we've been stair stepping, boys. We've been stair stepping. We would have to get to 750 at this point. Now that's obviously not going to happen in the winter, but you come in the spring, that will be the goal to get up to 750. Now if we take Leningrad, that'll push us up to like 615, 620, somewhere in that range. So we'd be like 130 away. I mean, realistically, that's like Rostov, Kalinin, uh, Ryazan, which is right over by Moscow there, Orsha. I mean, there's definitely points to be gotten, but ultimately, we either have to go take Baku and all the area around there, or to take Moscow. I mean, to get to the 750 point level, you got to take one of those two areas. Down here, there's like 40, or it's all the way down here. There's 40 or 50 points available down here. It's almost equal to Moscow in some respects. I mean, Moscow's 60 straight up, but there's like 4 or 5 down here that add up to like 50 or 40 or 50. Plus, you'd get the bonuses on all of them. So, anyway, just something to think about. Let's look at total men. Hey, look at that. Oh, okay. We're almost to parity. I say we, they're almost to parity. You see the guns. You see the AFVs finally leveled out. Total aircraft. Whoa! Losses. All right. You get the idea. Let's go ahead and run let's look at total losses. Sorry. I know people like to look at this one. 845 to 3.1 million at this point. I think somebody said historically the Soviets lost a little over 4 million by the end of December, so it through the end of this month. Um, what else? I think that's it. Let's run the air. The only thing I was thinking about is maybe getting some air assets back on the map just purely as a defensive measure. I could put some into Smolensk. You know what? I'm just going to test it. Um, Hold on. Why is it not? Oh, I've got to do the air first. Shoot. Do, 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 do. Let's go see what. I mean, we've got a lot of stuff in the reserves now, obviously. There we go. Zoom in. Um, we've got a ton of level bombers. The fighter bombers still aren't that many. We don't have any straight up fighters, which is kind of crazy at this point in the war. We've got, hmm. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I may leave that for another turn or just kind of try to decide that offline. Maybe bring in some fighters just in a few specific locations. And like, where would I bring them in? I would probably bring them in at Smolensk. Whoops. Smolensk, Stalino, and then nothing in the north. Um, just wonder. Let's give it a shot. Let's bring in. So this is JG 54. These are all, fighter bombers. essentially. How many ready aircraft do we have? We have 40 in JG-52. All right, I'm going to bring in that one fighter group, this JG-52, this one here with 40. I may as well keep those two together. All right, so I'm going to bring them in. Okay. And I'm going to bring in, well, let's do that first. And then I'm going to bring in some level bombers. Yeah, I know. It'll move it up here eventually. Um, I'm going to bring in some fighter bombers. I will deal with this shortly. I see they've got a breakthrough. Not some fighter bombers, some tactical bombers. Uh, STGs is what we need. All right. Maybe put them down at Orsha. Gosh darn it. Bring, there we go. Oh, I got it over there just right. Let's try STG1. Sounds like a disease. STG1, only 4 ready there. Um, that's not what I wanted. Okay, let's go back and look at that again. Orsha. Okay, bring AOG in from reserve. We could do some level bombers. Let's try STG2. That's so weird. Why is it doing it that way? I don't know, but here's the ones we want. Oh, I don't want these in Luftflotte 4 though. Why is it only bringing up Luftflotte 4? What about Luftflotte 1? Oh, hmm. Interesting. Okay, I don't want these guys in there, so let's take these out. Now will it let us do that? Now it'll do it. Okay. It had all those automatically select. I don't know why the game does it like that, but okay. Let's go ahead and transfer these into Orsha. Yes. Okay. All right, so now we have STG2 in there. Luftflotte 1 is what I guess I'll attach these to. So he's already in Luftflotte 1. Let's turn him over into Luftflotte 1. All right. Um, and now, we could do a little bit of ground support, I guess, up here. Let's do directives. I got to pick on Luftflotte 1 first. Back up, back up. Luftflotte 1. All right, and let's do ground support. Who are we going to do ground support for? Army Group Center. It's kind of a little too wide for the few amount of planes that we brought in here. Um, they can't run any missions this time. They don't have anything. Confirm. All right. By next turn, though, they should be okay. I would also like to do that down here in the south with something. Let's go into Stolino. How big is the airbase? It is a size 2. Okay. Bring AOG in from reserve. We'll do, I don't know, JG 27? What do we have in JG 27? Or this is JG 51. All right. Yes. All right. Um, and then so what is he shown as? Whoops. Let's get off of air missions.